What's good, guys? It's your boy. It's your boy. It's your boy. More of Quay ASMR. What's good, guys? If you guys like this video and you want to see more videos like this, man, hey, hit the thumbs button, and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and amen. How has the past week been for you guys? It's been pretty good. I've been pretty good. Last week, oh my gosh, I gotta tell you guys about last week. This has been on my mind for about since Thursday, so I don't know how many days that is. Probably 5 if I'm not mistaken. But the past week it's been alright. This is my first week. Well, no. This is my second week of school. School has been great. I'm comfortable with you guys, so I feel like I can tell you guys about some of the things that I'm doing. Dental assistant has been pretty interesting for me. It has been pretty well for me. We did labs today, so labs today was pretty interesting. We did our simple procedures as if we actually had a patient inside our office. And basically, we was putting on our PPE equipment, we put on our barriers over our instruments so that we don't cross-contaminate when we're working on patient's mouth. Even though we actually wasn't working on an actual patient, but we was just acting as if we actually had a patient. And then we would work on sterilizing, decontaminating the room, sterilizing the equipment, the instruments that we were using. It was pretty fun. I felt like okay, so you know how when you study, when you study, when you're studying, it may seem hard because you're going over procedures, and so it sounds like it's hard, but in reality, when you actually do it, it's actually easier than said. So the opposite of easier said than done is easier doing than saying it. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I did that today, and it was pretty good, and I think I'm actually liking dental assistant. I am the only male in my class. It can be pretty distracting. A lot of people find me attractive, so I tend to distract people, and this is everywhere I go. And I don't mean to be cocky, but it's just I know myself, and I know how I am. I know how I look. I appear attractive to many people. So yeah, but school has been great. This is my second week. I don't have class. Today is Wednesday, so I don't have class no more this week until next Monday. But let me tell you guys. Let me tell you guys about last Thursday. It's been on my mind. Actually, it wasn't Thursday. It wasn't last Thursday. It was actually Sunday that had just passed by. So Friday, I let my son go over his mother's sister's house to play with his cousins for the weekend. He was initially supposed to stay over there for about a day or so until like Saturday, but we decided to let him stay over there until Sunday. Okay, so Sunday came. I was going to go pick him up, and this was around, I want to say 3 o'clock. I went to go pick him up. I went to go pick him up. So as I go knock on his auntie's door, she opened the door, right? And I see him crying. He's sitting there crying. So, 'em. I say, hey, Jeremiah, much because I'm probably gonna say some explicit things. So he was like, shut up, boy, or something like that. I would have let that fade. I would have let that like blow by. But he's like, be quiet, boy, and shit like that. He knew that I came inside the house. So I don't know what it is with guys, but I think sometimes they think, like if you say a certain thing that you may agree with them on certain things. So I guess he was trying to get my attention by saying, be quiet, boy, because he was crying. So he think disciplining him would make me be like, oh, somebody else is disciplining my kids, so that's good. So, as I'm telling Jeremiah to hush, be quiet, why are you crying? He finally said, because somebody hit me. So I'm like, who hit you? He wouldn't say until the boy walked past. And I remind you, I am 25. This boy is like, I call him a boy because he's a boy. He's 24 or whatever. But once he walked past, Jeremiah was like, he hit me, and I was like, I had to think about it a little bit, and the guy was standing right there. So I guess he probably didn't think my son was gonna tell. So as soon as my son told me, I said, hey, don't put your hands on my son. Now, I don't know this guy, never seen him before. I only heard of him a couple of times. But he's suspecting a kid with, my son's auntie. And so I said, hey, don't you put your hands on my son. He said, what? And I said, don't put your hands on my son. And I know how that may come off to some people. Of course, to anybody, you will feel offense to that when somebody say, hey, don't you put your hands on their kid. But it's more of a respect thing. I don't know you. You don't know my kid. I don't know what you did to my son. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hey, don't you put your hands on my kid. Any parent will be kind of, on the fence of somebody else that's not their blood. I can see if it was like my mom or grandpa or the auntie actually, disciplining. But dude, I don't know you at all, so why are you touching my kid? It's more of a respect thing. So he was like, what you mean? He said, he was like, you nice as hell. And as you guys can see, I am a very chill guy. I'm very calm. I don't let things kind of like get to me super easily. So when he said I was a nice ass N-word, I disregarded it because he wasn't talking about nothing. He was trying to like provoke me. And so, and excuse my French, he was like, you a nice ass nigga and your kid is nice as hell too. And he just kept saying, oh, you nice as hell, you nice as hell, you nice as hell. You're nice as hell, you nice as hell, you nice as hell. And so I just kind of like, he's a little boy at this point because I'm like, I'm a grown ass man. I don't have time for childish games like this. So I said, well, how would you feel if I were to put my hands on your kid? He was like, well, you do it. He was like, that's what's wrong with men nowadays. They're nice as hell. So I'm nice as hell for telling you, don't you put your hands on my kid. Does that make sense, guys? You let me know. You guys in the comments, let me know. Does that sound right? You know what I'm saying? So the guy, he basically just kept provoking, you're a nice ass nigga, whatever. And I'm like disregarding this. I'm like, Jeremiah, get your shoes. I'm asking his auntie, like, where's his tablet? And where's his clothes and stuff like that. So he just kept provoking. And he was like, trying to basically tell me how to raise my kid. And dude, he did. Look, his little brother was there. So he was like, do you see this dude? He was like, he nice as hell, ain't it? And blah, 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 etc. So he was like, what did he say? He said something like, how you gonna tell me don't discipline my kid, discipline this kid when I got a whole kid? And I'm like, when he said that, he said he had a whole kid. Sir, you barely have a kid. The kid is in my son's auntie belly. So you barely have a kid, my guy. So you have not disciplined nobody yet. You have not took care of a I'm saying? So for you to talk your shit, it does not faze me. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that I wind up going on a spiritual journey once before, a couple years ago, because it taught me patience. Even having a kid, it taught me how to be patient. I'm still working. I'm not the best person. I'm not the best dad in the world, but I'm trying to be the best man as possible, the best father as possible. So, I don't want to discipline my son by whooping him all the time, Of course, tap a couple of times, hand spank a couple of times or whatever. But the way I grew up, there was other ways other than whooping. Of course, I got whoopings, but there were other ways to discipline, and I don't want to put whips, or I don't want to hurt my kid. I don't want to teach my kid to be scared of me. So the fact that he said that he would not care if I put my hands on his kid is cap. It's cap. Everybody, I'm pretty sure everybody will feel some type of way if somebody, a stranger that they don't even know, put their hands on their kid. So he got mad, or whatever. The guy was mad and angry, and basically I was like, okay, I'm finna get ready and leave. You know what I'm saying? So the auntie was like, hey, telling the guy to like calm down and be quiet because I'm right, because she was supposed to be watching him, not him, right? So then he got angry at her and was like, oh, so you're taking his side? And she was like, I'm not taking nobody's side, whatever. And so at that moment, that's when I left. Me and my kid, we left, because I don't have time for negativity. I don't know if you guys know Latika, but Latika said, you can miss me with all of that drama. You can really miss me with all that drama. I'm not for drama. I'm the most chillest person. I feel like sometimes I kind of like sub myself out when conflict comes around, because I don't care to, start drama. So I asked my kid, I said, hey, I was like, where did he hit you? My son said he hit him on the back of his head and it was a little hard. So that kind of made me angry, and I told his mother that he will not be going over there no more. He will not be going over there no more, because I don't have time for that guy. I don't even know you, my guy. But I lost all disrespect for you once you touched my kid, and it's been on my mind because it is so many emotion that comes behind that, especially when somebody literally telling you that you're nice as hell because you told them don't touch your kid. What? That does not make sense, bro. Please elaborate how I'm nice for telling you don't touch my kid. What, my guy? Like, oh my gosh. So, I'm really like thinking about that. You guys tell me, please, am I wrong for feeling a type of way? This guy, he's, I don't know, he has a lot to learn. And, yeah, I don't want my kid to be scared of me. I don't want no kid to be scared of me. Ever since I grew up, I always was taught manners. I was always taught to be nice to people, to respect people. Even when, earlier in the year, when me and his mother, my son's mother, was together, and I was around a bunch of kids, even if they were bad, I always respected other people, kids. I never put my hands on a kid, and I will never put my hands on someone else's kid, because that's not my place to do so. Now, if the kid is being hard-headed, the kid might go in timeout, or I might tell the kid parent, but I would never, ever, especially if we're not blood, I would never touch your kid. So the fact that he's touching my kid, I feel some type of way, and his mother felt some type of way. Yet the auntie, she said my son was a crybaby and that the guy didn't hit him, but then turned around and was like, oh, he just tapped him. She told her sister, which is my son's mother, that. So if he didn't touch my kid, but then turned around and he tapped him, he hit trauma. It's like, why would you sit here? This is your nephew. You're saying your nephew is a crybaby. Yes, my son. My son might be a little emotional, but he's also 4 years old. He's 4 years old, so come on, make it make sense. He's 4 years old. He still has a lot to learn. He's, of course, gonna be emotional. You have two kids. Your kid is gonna be emotional. Your kid is emotional. So for you to be like, oh, he's a crybaby. This guy, he didn't hit him. Like you're taking up for the guy that hit your nephew on the back of the head. You were supposed to be watching him, and he was not. Yeah. So, guys, that is what has been on my mind for the past few days, and it also has been on his mother's mind for the past few days. And of course, any other male probably would have beat that guy ass. Especially like a couple years ago, if I never went on my spiritual journey, if I did not do yoga, if I did not do meditation, I probably would have beat that guy's ass as well. But my arm is still kind of messed up, and it's still healing. I also was high. I take edibles, guys. So I was high at the moment, so I didn't want to have my high blown because I had to beat this guy ass. And at that moment, my whole body was twitching because I was kind of like angry because this guy touched my kid. And when I get angry, I get to boiling, I get to twitching, and I damn near don't know what to do. So I had to be respectful. Plus, my kid was in there. There were two other kids. His cousins was in there. Then the guy had a little brother that was in there. So I had to be respectful. And plus, this is a hood guy. I don't know what he have, and I'm not with all that drama. So I had to discard whatever that he was saying, and I left. That is the right thing to do. I even seen a video probably like 2 days ago of this UFC guy. He was at a football game, and if I can find it, I will put it up if I can. But it was this other guy was trying to fight him and provoke him, but the UFC guy was literally just looking at him and smiling. And if he actually said, okay, let me get on his level, then he would beat that guy ass. Now, I'm not saying that I would have beaten that guy ass, but I'm simply saying that I would not went out like a bitch. Excuse me for my profanity, but I would not go out like a bitch. I learned UFC a while ago, and I kind of box now before my arm got messed up. So I would definitely not go out like no bitch. But I did stood my ground. Like, why wouldn't a father tell another man, like, hey, don't you ever put your hands on my kid, especially if they do not know you? Like, other than that, I've been pretty good. I've been pretty good. So yeah, that is what's been on my mind for the past couple of days. But I'm not gonna talk you guys head off. I know I'm probably boring you guys with what I'm talking about. You probably do not care of what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna leave you guys here with this video. I hope you guys' week has been well. And I hope you guys continue to have a nice day and nice week. And I will get back to you guys hopefully in the next few days. I know I have not been posting like super like expeditiously, but like I said, guys, I'm so sorry, but I've been trying to work at a schedule that works for me, and quite frankly, I had to get this video in because, like I said, the thoughts that have been in my mind, this is like a therapy session for me. I get to talk to you guys. You guys don't really care. But you guys are kind of listening to me. You're watching my video because you want to hear sounds that make you feel good. And you guys make me feel good because you're actually listening to me. But without further ado, if you like this, man. Hey, hit the thumbs button and subscribe. Subscribe.